portion of Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show is brought to you by Chevy, an American Revolution.
I'm here with Kimmie Meissner, the second American woman to land the triple axel in competition. The other was Tanya Harding, right?
Yeah.
Years ago. Why is that so difficult for skaters to land? Obviously, well, it's a difficult maneuver.
Yeah, it's a difficult jump, but mostly, like, you see the men do that jump a lot because it takes a lot of, like, strength and power. I mean, it's just harder for women, you know. But, I mean, I worked out and stuff, and I don't know, I got it.
A lot of, we'll talk a little more about that if you would. I mean, okay. Timing obviously is very important, but strengthen the legs, strengthen the
and it's all like getting in there like really quick, and you have to, you know, rotate quickly also, you know, so it's all about getting the right height and the right rotation.
And that's what the judges look for, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not all the way around, it's downgraded to like a double, and then you get minuses for it. So you really have to be like certain about what you're going to do. That goes for any jump, not even just triple axel, like any jump that you do.
Hasn't the scoring system changed somewhat over the? Talk about that if you would, over the last couple of years, or? Yeah,
it changed the year of the Olympics, actually.
2006.
2006, and it's basically now it rewards you for everything you do. So it's a more positive system, but it's also more challenging because now our footwork and stuff, you have to. If you turn one direction, now you have to go the other direction, and there's a lot of like numbers.
So it used to be more of a negative, so the judges used to detract.
You would start with 6.0, and then they would deduct from that, depending on everything that you did. So now you start with the thing of 0, and everything that you do, you get the points for, and certain jumps have certain point values. And so if you do that really well, you'll get pluses for it. And if you get the pluses, obviously your score goes up. So the more pluses you get, the better off you are.
Have you ever had a serious dispute with one of the judges who's
I've never had a dispute with anybody.
You just get along with everybody, right?
Normally I'm okay. But sometimes you look at the scores and it's like, it'll be kind of off because you'll have like +2s and then all of a sudden like -3, +2s. So you're thinking, okay, what was that all about? Because it'll just be off from what everybody else is doing. So I mean, you can go to the judges or the technical specialists, and
you can.
You can argue about it. But
you can.
You're allowed to.
We kind of put an official protest in of sorts.
But I mean, I've never have it. Just kind of go okay, and just work on it to make it so that I can't even get. You know.
When you don't, and believe me, I'm just asking this from a novice's standpoint. When you don't argue with the judges or have a dispute with the judges, do you feel like, from a political standpoint, that they might be leaning toward perhaps you because you're
because we don't argue?
So you don't argue, yeah. Or the other, if you argued more, would they be? Oh my gosh, we better be right with Kimmie.
I don't really know. I think that. With the system now, I mean, you don't know who the judges are, you know, who's giving the scores out, so it's actually better for that kind of, for those things. Like, they can't really give out, you know, really high scores for somebody, and, you know, they can't, like, do that. So, I just think it's better, you know, to just kind of work yourself on something to make it the best you can make it, so that, you know, even if you get, like, if you get a minus or something, it's like, okay, well, then obviously I'm not doing something right, you know, so it's not really... It's not the judge's fault.
Yeah. Who is your main competitor going into 2010? Sasha Cohen, we mentioned her. Is she still skating?
Sasha's been doing a lot of like movie things. She was in Blades of Glory.
The Will Ferrell movie.
The Will Ferrell movie, yeah.
Did you see that?
I saw that, and I thought it was really funny.
Did you laugh?
Yeah, I laughed. I mean, I got a lot of like. I feel like there were a lot of like inside jokes. If you really know skating, it was really funny.
He's a talented guy.
Yeah,
before you answer that, here I ask you a question and get you to answer it. And now we've got to take a break, and we'll come back and talk about the 2010 Olympics that's going to be in Vancouver.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
We'll be back with Kimmie Meissner right after this.
Elegant hotel accommodations for Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show are provided by the Kimberly. Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show is brought to you by Chevy, an American Revolution.
Let's go!
My guest, Kimmie Meissner, is the first woman to hold the world, 4 continents, and national titles simultaneously. Not only that, you're one of the national spokespersons for Skating Month in January. Is that right?
That's right. So really, inviting people out there to go skating. It's a lot of fun. You go out, you take the entire family, and just go and have a day on the ice. It's really fun.
Also a reading program, Cool Kids.
Cool Kids,
right?
Right. We have a lot of things going on with Cool Kids. We did a show this past summer.
What exactly is that?
Cool Kids is a foundation that benefits pediatric oncology patients and their families. So we try to raise money for them to, we take them to special events and also to help pay with some of their bills. But we had a show and it was great. All these great skaters came out. We had all the national champions there. Past national champions, current ones, and even like all the Olympic skaters, and all the kids were there also, which was
that's great.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
You had a friend die of cancer,
right?
And that's why you started the Cool Kids campaign.
Yeah, her name was Katie Fisher, and she came into my life right when I started to do well in skating, and I just kind of was like, she was so amazing. She cared about everybody else, not what was going on with her. Like, she was like, I want to make sure that, this person's happy, and it just kind of struck me as like, wow, I mean, I'm out there doing something that I love to do, and somebody like Katie is in here concerned about somebody else when she's going through all of this, So it just really had a huge impact on me, and just wanted to try and give back, and doing something like skating and also being able to help like the community is.
You talked about Sasha Cohen being interested in movies now and stuff like that, but your competitor, we didn't complete that thought. That the Japanese skater Mao Osada, she's supposed to be extraordinary, huh?
Yeah, a lot of the Japanese skaters are great. There's been like a huge rush of really good skaters now.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, the U.S. has amazing skaters.
The Japanese love figure skating.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's insane. Like I went to Japan last year for Worlds, and we're like rock stars. Skaters are like rock stars there. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. They bring you gifts, and they just like, they think it's awesome. So it's great.
And what other way do they treat you like rock stars?
I mean, like when you go into the hotel, they have an entire area blocked off because people are there screaming and like going, come on, like that. Like they would do for the Beatles or something. It's like, whoa, where am I? It's completely different, but it's just great to go there and skate because they're so enthusiastic about all of their sports. Figure skating and like everything there is.
Yeah, I mean, you're 18 years old and you're talking about the Beatles. Are you a Beatles fan?
I love the Beatles, yeah.
Do you really?
Everyone always tells me that I was born in the wrong era because I love the Beatles and all of these other, like, older singers. I think they're great. I love it, yeah. Well, there was a tribute show for the Beatles. I think it was called Rain, and it was last year for my birthday. My parents got me that, and it was so cool. I felt like I was really there. I mean, I was one of those people standing up screaming and singing and stuff. It was really fun. Yeah.
We're all Beatles fans, and after this show, you're going to be a Kimmie Meissner fan if you aren't already. We'll be back with Kimmie for a final segment right after this.
Email Chevrolet's Tim McCarver Show at questions@timmccarver.com and visit our website at www.timmccarver.com.
That is just a beautiful routine. Now, you folks watching at home, can you imagine that beautiful skater throwing out the first pitch at the Baltimore Orioles game and the Philadelphia Phillies game? Was that last season?
It was, yeah, it was 2006.
Last year.
Last year, yeah. And it was fun. I mean, I practiced for that. I wanted to make sure I made it all the way. I was just, especially with the Phillies, I was afraid that they were going to, like, boo me, and I didn't want that to happen, so I practiced with my brothers and my dad, and then when I got there, they're like, you can move up, and I was like, oh no, I'm going all the way back, just let me, I can make it, no problem.
From the pitching rubber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
it would have been like a home run pitch.
Here you are, 18 years old. You're 18 years old. You're leaving for Torino, Italy on Monday. And then you defend your national championship in January, right?
Yep, in St. Paul, Minnesota. And I've skated there a couple times, and St. Paul is a great place to go. It's going to be cold, but it'll be a great place.
It's going to be cold. It's always cold.
It's always
inside
cold.
the room.
I know.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
In fact, we were talking about that 4 continents. That's those 4 continents that you won, right?
I won, yeah, last
you won
year.
Asia, North and South America, and the Lonely Continent, Australia. Is that where it is? Are those the 4 continents?
I think so.
Well, I mean, here you have more ice in Antarctica and Antarctica, and you don't skate up there. I don't know. That's kind of a goofy thing. I'll tell you, you are so delightful. I can't tell you how much you've charmed our audience and everything. You are just delightful. I wish you nothing but the best in your career.
Thank you very much. I had a great time. This is a great show.
Well, so did I, Kimmie. Thank you so much for everything. Kimmie Meissner's been my guest. I'm Tim McCarver, and remember that about the 4 continents. We'll see you next time.